Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you guys are back and wanting to learn more about my journey. So I posted a video not too long ago. It was a short video about what I needed to do to get into the school. I haven't gotten word back. I will find out on March 30th. So freaking long. But anyway, so the school that I chose was Mercy in Action College of Midwifery in Idaho, and I did my application, like the official application, and then I did my scholarship application so I can get the scholarship, right? And I did my application fee, my 2 references, my transcripts, proof of my certifications and everything, right? So that's all turned in, and it was all turned in before March 1st. Yeah. And the reason why I'm excited about that is because I have like 4 little creatures living in my house. Yeah, and they're follow me everywhere, calling me mom. I'm like, what in the world? I'm your mom? Yes, I guess I'm their mother. I even looked at the birth certificate and I was like, holy crap, it says mother. No. Anyway, my kids keep me so busy that I'm not always able to do things during the day. And my 4 children, you may even hear them in the background, even though they're supposed to be quiet. Anyway, their age is 11, 5, 3, and 1. So it's like sometimes chaotic in the house. But anyway, what I wanted to say is this whole video right here is supposed to be about me and why I wanted to become a midwife. And it really all, I can't say it started at this time, but I was fascinated by birth when I first became pregnant. So when I was 19, I became pregnant and I had my oldest when I was 20 years old. And I am telling you, I was going through every article learning about the body, like pregnancy, about the baby developing. But I did not learn about what happens during childbirth. And the reason why I didn't go into depth about that is because I was thinking, when I go to the hospital, I'm going to get epidural, and that's how you give birth. So I didn't think of any alternative. I didn't think of anything else. And this is going to sound really ignorant because I didn't think of the difference between medicated birth and non-medicated birth. Like, that just wasn't a thing to me. It was just get your epidural and enjoy your birth. And so, but my fascination of a baby developing in the body, like, I was like on it every day. Okay, so you know how they have the developmental little apps that you can look at the baby as they develop week by week. I was a mother that went by week, but it'll be like first week and 1 day, 2, I was doing like a every day. I want to see what happened to my baby, and I was like obsessed. So I think the fascination of birth started then, but it wasn't until well, let me back up. It started then, but I did really well at home when I went into my labor. I didn't even get to the hospital until I was 7 centimeters. So I did really, really, really good. But I was like, give me that freaking epidural. Like, if you're not going to hurry up, I'll do it myself, right? And so, oh, here's another little ignorant thing of me back then. I was so foolish. I wanted the epidural, but I was even foolish enough to think maybe I should get, a C-section, an elective C-section, because I don't want to mess up my little area. For real? Yeah. And then my auntie told me, girl, are you crazy? Because she had C-sections, and she said, no, if you can avoid it, avoid it. So that's where fascination started. But when I became pregnant again and I had my daughter when I was 26, it was like a totally different experience. I was sitting there, my labor just started out of nowhere, and when we went to the hospital, I was like 5 centimeters, and then they gave me the epidural, but this was the kind of epidural where I can self-administer, and it was, I clicked it one time and then I went to sleep. I woke up, like, I was like dead asleep, and then I woke up like, oh Mom, go get the nurse. Go get the baby is coming out right now. Like, I could feel my body just pushing her out without me pushing. Like, I didn't even have to push. And so the doctor comes in and she was so rude. I really can't stand rude female doctors that are there to help you deliver the baby and are so rude. Doesn't make any sense. But she comes in and she's telling me to push, but my body, like, I can feel like nothing was happening. And I told her no. And then I start feeling my contractions coming. And I was like, oh, now it's time to push. And I pushed. And I told myself, holy crap, our bodies can really, like, tell me when I can push, or it knows what it's doing. It's pushing by itself. Oh my goodness. Wow. And even though I had the epidural, because it was wearing off, I can feel some of that stuff. And I was just totally amazed. So I told myself, I said, well, if I ever get pregnant again, you know, that little statement, if I ever, right, it means it's going to happen. If I ever get pregnant again, I am going to have a non-medicated birth. A year freaking later, I got pregnant. So I was like, I gotta keep my word. Now I'm like freaking out. So I did keep my word. I was studying like crazy, not just the development of the baby, but about our bodies, the hormones. Why is it better if you're a low risk pregnant woman? Why, because if you're high risk, you may need to have, interventions from the hospital and stuff like that. But I was really healthy at that time. So I learned about our bodies. And so when I went to the hospital to give birth to my third son, he's only 3, and I went to the hospital and it was so freaking chaotic. I mean, I was the freaking star of the show. I mean, people were coming in, nurses, students, doctors, as if I was at the freaking zoo. And they wanted to see, I want to see a natural birth happening. And when I say natural, I mean not medicated. Now, medicated birth happening right now. I mean, there were nurses there at the hospital that have been a nurse for 8 years in the labor and delivery unit and have never seen a non-medicated birth. Are you freaking serious? Yes, I am freaking serious. And so people were just looking at me and they were poking me and everything. And when they checked me one time because I didn't want anybody to keep bothering me. I was 10 centimeters and it was time to push. The doctor told me to lay down. I said, heck no. So I'm going to show you. I did this. Yes. I put, my butt, all of this out. Yes, I did. And so I heard the doctor say, oh, she's going to rip that way. And I was like, I froze and I got scared because I was thinking, oh my goodness, she said I'm going to rip. So I said to the doctor, in my scared, vulnerable voice, did you say I was going to rip? And she said, oh, you heard me say that? So I did have him. I did not rip, ladies. I did have him, and I couldn't believe my strength. I had my baby with no medicine. And then I was so high, like the natural high that the hormones, like I was just feeling myself. I thought I could get up and run a marathon. Like I felt so great. After I had him, I turned around and I'm like, all excited. And I was so gone in a good, positive way that I forgot I had to deliver the placenta. But anyway, afterwards, I was trying to stand up, and they're like, no, you need to sit down. I was like, no, I'm feeling great. And they're like, no, you need to, sit down. But after that, I was like, holy moly, women need to learn about our amazing bodies. And then guess what I said again after? I said, if I ever get pregnant again, I'm having a home birth, because I did not like how I was treated at the hospital having a non-medicated birth. Now, this is the turning point. When I got pregnant again, I was going to different doctors, trying to find, it was easy to find doctors that accepted Medi-Cal because we had Medi-Cal at that moment. but I couldn't find a midwife because at that time, Medi-Cal did not accept midwives. And I was trying to find it, and I just got discouraged, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then I was like 20 something weeks, and I found out through a friend that I can go through my veteran benefits, my VA, and get a midwife. And that's exactly what I did. And my midwife delivered my baby at home. I was at home, and guess what? My husband caught our daughter, and he was in the tub. We had a water birth, and it was freaking gorgeous. And I will tell you this, my last 2 births without any epidural, my son, it was 2 hours. It started at 7 in the morning. I had him at 8:57 in the morning. My 1-year-old daughter, it started at 4:30, and I delivered her at 7:30 in the morning. And it was just awesome. I realized throughout each of my births, every time I got the epidural, my birth slowed down. And so with it having a non-medicated birth, you know, my birth was going a lot faster. But having that baby, well, my beautiful baby at home, opened my mind. And then having a midwife and the difference, you know, the care is totally different. That's what set me up. But it was all these births that really helped me get the different kind of experiences. But that was it. And I was like, I want to be a midwife. But I was so afraid of having that responsibility. But my husband and I, we just talked, and I said, you know what? I only live once. I don't want to regret it. And so that's why, there you go. My long story comes to this. All of those experiences have been building on top of each other. And I became a childbirth educator when I had my son, and a doula when I had my daughter, my 3-year-old son and my 1-year-old daughter. But even a whole year later, a year and a half later, I grabbed enough courage, right? I was just stealing it outside, all the courage. And I decided to put my application in. And I will find out on March 30th if I got accepted and if I got the scholarship. So I just wanted to do that quick video to share about me, who I am, and why I wanted to do this, why I chose this route, because I believe that women really need to get the opportunity to learn about their bodies, and to learn how to trust themselves, and to learn how to love themselves, and to learn how to stand up and have a voice for what you want, for what you think is best for you and your baby. Okay, I feel like the power has been stripped away from us, and all those births, like, I'm not saying anything wrong about the hospital, but my oldest daughter, when I had her, it was a wonderful birth. It was a wonderful birth, and I had an epidural, and the doctors were sweet, nice, very caring, and gave me what I needed. But the other two, with my 5-year-old daughter and my 3-year-old son, my 5-year-old daughter, I had an epidural. My 3-year-old son, it was not medicated, but it was in the hospital, and both times I had the power stripped away from me, because of how they treated me, telling me how I should do it, and then give me an attitude when I didn't want to do it that way. And that's why I want to become a midwife and have my own birthing center, because I want the power to go right back to the mother, right back to the baby, right back to the father, right back to the family, right? So that is my beginning journey, right? And I have so many I still have a long journey to go. I haven't even started, but I just want to share where I started. So I will be doing another video about the difference. I promise you guys the difference between a certified nurse midwife and a licensed midwife. So now you know why I wanted to become a midwife. My next video will go into why I chose to become a licensed midwife versus a certified nurse midwife. So thank you guys. Share, tag, please comment. I love freaking comments. I love engagement. Let me know what's going on. I will talk. I can talk all day about this stuff, okay? So share it, comment, and I will love to see you guys back here next week.